The Penguins win big and take a 3-1 series lead versus the Rangers. They win this one 7-2 and score 14 goals combined in these last two games in Pittsburgh. Did not expect to see this at all. I feel like I'm in loss for words. Like, I really don't know what to say about this. The Penguins are playing like a brand new team. We have so many things going on. The injuries. Both goalies for the Penguins are out. Igor Shesterkin was in hard talks for the whole year this year. Most likely going to win the Vezina. And the Penguins have chased him from the net in 2 games. Back-to-back games. And just like that, they're up 3-1 in the series with a chance to close it out in Game 5. But before we even get to that, let's talk about the game. How did they get this one 7-2? So the first period starts, nothing too crazy on both sides. It's actually the Rangers who open the scoring on some pretty sloppiness in their own zone. The Penguins, they were having some trouble getting the puck out the zone. It was Mike Matheson who kind of made an unnecessary dump around to Chris Letang. Should have actually just passed it to him, and Letang would have probably broke out the puck cleanly like he usually does. A few seconds go by, Lafreniere gets the puck in the slot and beats Louis Domingue glove side. That's a shot that you would want stopped. Pretty weak goal for Domingue to give up. Pretty weak goal for the Penguins to give up. You know, pretty sloppy in their own end. But it's early in the game, only 1-0. Minutes later, the Penguins go on the power play and look incredible, like passing back and forth. And it was a complete opposite off last game. Yes, the Penguins got 2 power play goals in that game, but I'm talking about for the first unit. They did not look good last game. It's Chris Letang, get that puck on net, point shots. I mentioned this all sorts in my last few videos, and I will mention it a lot tonight. Shesterkin makes the save, but Crosby's whacking away at it. At first, I didn't celebrate. I thought it was no goal. Before you see all the Penguins kind of start celebrating, fans start celebrating, and then they put the goal horn. I'm still not celebrating it because I never saw the puck go in. They kept showing the replays, and I never saw the puck go in. You know, even though you knew it was in, like, it made no sense how that puck was not in. You just never saw it. And I thought they were going to call it back, and it would have sucked. But thankfully, the NHL has extra angles, and it was clear as day in the net. Here's the angle that the NHL had, and, you know, Rangers fans were kind of debating that, you know, refs are screwing them. I just need to say this, though. Rangers fans, you guys need to relax with this whole ref nonsense. I'm sorry to break it to you, but the refs do not care about you or about the Penguins. They're trying to do their job. Of course, there's unfortunate calls, but they're going both ways. It's such a loser mentality, in my opinion, to have when you blame the refs. It's one thing to, oh, this call was a bit questionable. Ooh, this here. But you keep it moving. But you're basing this whole thing off the refs screwing you. Like, come on. Did they score the 7 goals tonight? But anyways, it's a good goal, 1-1, which, by the way, huge goal for them to score. And again, it's Crosby when you need it most. Ties it up. The period ends and it's 1-1. I was actually very happy with the result of that first period because the Penguins didn't play bad, but they didn't play great. You know, definitely some sloppiness in their own end. And then we get to this second period where the Penguins had one of the craziest playoff periods I think I've ever seen in my life. But before all the goals happened, to start, it was Jeff Carter who got himself all alone on a breakaway. And perfect move. I love that move. The way he opened up Shesterkin, got that 5-hole open, beat him, but got the damn post. When I saw that hit the post, the fans thought it was in. I think I even heard the goal horn. I celebrated, I'm not going to lie. And when I realized there was no goal, I was so let down. But it does not matter because the floodgates opened right after that. Crosby wins the draw clean. Mike Matheson, point shot, redirected, not from any Penguin, actually from a Rangers, I believe, skate. Takes a weird bounce, beats Igor Shesterkin, 2-1 Penguins. Just 24 seconds later, the next shift, it's Gensel, Crosby, Rust. Best line of the entire playoff so far. They start the whole play in their own zone. 1 touch passes. Before you know it, 4 seconds later, the puck is in back of your net. Beautiful pass from Rust to Gensel. The energy's all the way up right now. The Penguins got beautiful chance after beautiful chance following those 2 back-to-back goals. Didn't score anything, so it looked like maybe the Rangers had survived that little wave of dominance the Penguins threw at them. Nope. Mark Friedman from the point again. Shoot, but this one, very weird for Shesterkin to allow. It was a clean point shot, barely left the ice. I don't think he was screened. Beats him 5-hole. Fans are yelling his name. Penguins keep coming back for more. And, you know, a shot like that from Friedman, I don't think should beat any goalie in the playoffs. And that Friedman goal was just a perfect shift from the 4th line, outworking their opponents. We didn't see much of that in the first 2 games. Just like game 3, we're up 4-1. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, please just go into the 3rd period at this score. Don't let the Rangers get back into it late here. Just let's go into the 3rd with that 3-goal lead. But like 2 minutes later, it's Adam Fox, tries to get it to Chris Kreider. Mike Matheson actually played that perfectly, was taking away his man, didn't give Kreider a chance to one-time it or anything like that, but goes off his own skate and in the net. I saw some people on Twitter blaming Matheson, and I know it looks bad because it's not the first time this series, But really, there was nothing he could have done. It was just so unfortunate that it's happened to him twice. It could have happened to anybody. It went off the skate and in. What do you want him to do? Jump? You know what I mean? Like, he can't, right? And here I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go again. 4-2. I'm expecting that 4-3 goal any second now. And, we're going to go into the third with just a 1-goal lead after being up 4-1. But the Penguins learned from their mistakes in game 3. With about a minute left in the second period, Chris Letang point shot again. Beautiful redirection from Danton Heinen. That redirect from Heinen was honestly superstar level. That was going one way, complete change directions after he touched it. No chance for Shesterkin. I just need to point this out because I say many things. Some are wrong, some are right, but I've never been any more right with this opinion here with the shoot from the point, get bodies in front. That's how you beat goalies like this. So many of these goals throughout the series are beating Shesterkin this way. Point shot, get in front of him, it'll create a rebound, or you can just redirect it past him. Goalies have no chance on those. When they change last minute like that, so tough to stop. And now the Penguins are up 5-2. We can all breathe. We're entering the third period with a 3-goal lead. Psych, it's Jeff Carter who says, screw that. I want the 4-goal lead entering the third period. 30 seconds left. It's another point shot. I can't even make this stuff up right now. It's Jason Zucker who takes it and Jeff Carter who redirects it. And the Penguins are up 6-2 after 40 minutes. Realistically, it should have been a 4-2 lead entering the third, and you'll absolutely take that. But the fact that the Penguins got the 5th and then the 6th goal in those final minutes is absolutely huge. Igor Shesterkin is now pulled for the 2nd straight game. In comes Alex Georgiev. And the Penguins didn't even stop there. The entire third period, they kept the pressure coming, but Georgiev was making some really good saves until Kasperi Kapanen with a beautiful move, beautiful pass, and gives it to Gino, who with no effort, bar down backhand to make it 7-2. That was the best play I've seen all season long from Kasperi Kapanen, and probably the best goal I've seen from Gino. I mean, actually, never mind. I'm forgetting. He scored that goal versus the Red Wings. But regardless, one of the best goals I've seen from Gino, but definitely the best play I've seen from Kapanen. I mentioned it in my last video. Kapanen was flying. I predicted a big goal from him in one of these games. It wasn't a goal, but it was a beautiful play and led to a goal. Then it's game over. Penguins win 7-2 and now are up 3-1 in the series for the first time since 2018 versus the Flyers, where they were up 3-1. And that was actually the last time they won a playoff series. You're just so close. And after all the disappointments we've seen over the last 3 years, it just please, man, nothing I want more than just to close this thing out. But this thing is not over. You got to get ready for a very difficult game 5. It's not impossible to close it out on the road, but to beat the Rangers in 5, who would have thought that? I would not be surprised if we do lose. And I'm only saying that because it's the Rangers at home. Just like in game 2, they felt the heat. They needed to have that type of performance, and they delivered, and they tied the series up because they didn't want to go down 2-0 back to Pittsburgh. So they answered with a really good performance. Now your season is on the line at home. I'm thinking they're going to play their best game of the season. From the Penguins side of things, you got to be ready for it, but if you play your game like you did tonight and in game 3, roll all 4 lines. All 4 lines were clicking again tonight. It's so crazy how at the end of game 2, bottom 6, non-existent. It looked like it was a 1-line team. And you look at the games in Pittsburgh, not even 48 hours after that game, and everybody is going right now. Was it playing at home? Was it Jason Zucker returning? Probably both, but nonetheless, man, Penguins have been playing some great hockey. They're looking like their 2017 selves, the way they're just having all 4 lines roll. And the final thing I'm going to speak about is Shesterkin. He is going to start for game 5. That's confirmed. I don't think we're going to get another performance like this from him. Returning back home, he's not going to have that crazy noise from being in Pittsburgh. He's going to have his own fans backing him up. I think that's going to change things a bit. And it's still Igor Shesterkin. I think he's going to play a really good game 5, but the opening period to that game for me is the most important. If the Penguins score the first goal of the game or have a multi-goal first period, that's all they might need to get into his head officially. Because if Shesterkin has a good start to the game and is making save after save, he'll find his rhythm back and he'll get his confidence back, because I doubt he lost it that much. But instead, let's say the Penguins get an early goal in that game 5. All of a sudden, the things are going to go back in his head, and maybe the floodgates can open up. I don't think it's going to be that easy, but you get to him early, you might mess with his head, and it might lead to another 3, 4, 5 goal performance by the Penguins. There's so many more things that I want and I could say right now, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to do what I did in the 2017 and 16 runs. I kept my mouth shut until we won. So that's all you're going to get from me here tonight. If the Penguins win the next game, then I'll go crazy. But as for right now, it's not over. They're up 3-1. They're in a very good spot. I'd love to hear what you guys think. How are you feeling heading into game 5? How confident are you they can close it out on the road? As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one after, I hope, a very big game 5 win.